So,
Yes. Sorry about
last
that.
we left off, let's turn off that, turn that back on. Wrong one, turn that back on. And then, without further ado, get the musica back to where it needs to be. The music is a little bit too chill for what we're doing. Okay, so last we left off, you had helped with a coup of bullywugs, managed to perform a coup to kill the current king of the bullywugs, Gullup the 19th, and made way for Illig, Baron of Muckstump, to become the new king. Quickly, had him return the favor by joining you with his new guard to defeat Bavlorna Blightstraw, the hag of the swamp.
Yes.
You have just returned the the stag skull to the scarecrow-looking fellow who had been bemoaning the loss of their head. They look up at you now with the vacant skull eyes. Goes, thank you. I'll help you get to Thither if you need to. Just tell me when you're ready to go.
I appreciate it. Let me go through my notes, make sure there was nothing else I needed to do here before I boogie on along.
You were rather unhappy with the Herringons, but I don't know if you wanted to actually try and repay that. By the way, did you already level up? You should be level 4.
Um, uh, well, shit. Um, so I got +7 to my health. It looks like I rolled health last time, and
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot to fucking level up.
Well, without further ado, you're level 4. Woohoo!
Yeah. Uh, right, I was debating feats last time, and I can't remember what I was gonna do. Sorry, I guess I'm completely disorganized this week.
Oh, that's all right. You have had a couple of unexpected mishaps on your way to this session, so.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
and
one way to look at
now
it.
you decide to whine at my door. My doggo's beginning to whine, wanting out. I'll deal with that while you're leveling up. I'll be back.
Alright. All I've got to do is pick what feat I want. Or up a stat.
There we go.
What do you think would be a good feat?
Well, you've been very up in their face. What weapon are you using again?
Do what?
What weapon do you use again?
A rapier.
A rapier.
And I do technically have access to fighting styles. That's what gives
Yes.
me my extra AC bonus is one of the fighting styles I use.
Let me see here. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what would be good for you. You could definitely go with Sentinel, especially considering what you've gone through before with the Heron gun. Let me see here. Let's double check the new Sentinel. If I can find it. Oh, there it
I'm
is.
also still doing some other things. Sorry.
Oh, take your time. Take your time. We're kind of getting into the swing of it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the Sentinel feat. I was thinking of Polearm Master, but you're not using a polearm, so that's not going to happen.
Okay. Excuse you?
What?
You better check that attitude.
Okay.
Sorry, my dog.
I understand.
The nerve. Walked up to me. Oh no, it was the wrong one. You're not getting another one. I gave them treats when I got home. The other is still eating on hers, and the fat one is done. So the fat one wants another one, and because she is too close to the one that's not finished, guess who's growling?
Uh-huh.
Try it, and I will smack the shit out of you.
Anyway, I am going to close the door now that my dog's come back in.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Now, what would be... Two-weapon fighting would not benefit me because I'm a third caster. I need to be able to cast my spells.
You could... Well, would you want Warcaster?
I mean, for spells, I focus on... Let me...
Your spells, since Illrigger is kind of like a evil paladin, right?
Yeah, but I don't really have any... Well, I think I have some. Why do I have mirror image labeled as concentration?
I don't know.
What? Let me check Hell's Lash. Maybe that's what's supposed to be labeled as concentration. I got them mixed up. Give me just a second to pull that up real quick. 30. Interdicted boons.
You could take
Hell's
the Piercer's
Lash.
feat.
Okay, Hell's Lash is also not... yeah, I don't have any spells right now that are concentration.
You could take the Piercer feat, especially with a rapier that will help you a bit.
Once per
Um,
turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals piercing, you can re-roll one of the attack's damage dice, and you must use the new enhanced critical. When you score a critical hit that deals piercing damage to a creature, you can roll one additional damage. That would be helpful, especially since I've really attached to using Vengeful Blade, so I pierce them and then they take the damage. Also, Vengeful Blade works like Booming Blade.
mhm.
So when I get to level 5, it should be 1d8 necrotic when I hit them as well, and then they take another 1d8 or what
Yeah,
additional when they attack, correct?
yeah,
So instead of just 1d8 plus 3 piercing, it'll be 1d8 plus 3 piercing and 1d8 necrotic.
yeah,
And then if they attack, it's 2d8 necrotic.
yeah.
Okay, making sure I understand how the spell works. I could also take Fey Touched or Shadow Touched for more spells.
You could.
What does Shadow Touched give me? One spell from illusion or necromancy magic. You will always have the spell and the invisibility spell prepared, and you can use them once without. Okay. Now where is Fey Touch? I had just seen it. There it is. Misty Step and Divination or Enchantment. Okay.
Oh, you could get the defensive duelist feat.
Let's look at that. Dexterity increase, which would be nice. Parry. If you're holding a finesse weapon and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can take a reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your armor class. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take defensive duelist. I like that.
Right now, it doesn't do too much, but I mean,
Well, I have a
plus.
+3 already. My AC is 18.
Yeah, well, you have a
So
plus
that bumps
two
up. Was it
because
proficiency bonus?
it adds your proficiency bonus.
Oh, I thought it added my. Okay.
Still, again,
That
plus
brings it
two.
up to a dirty 20.
That would bring your AC up to 20, and it only gets higher the more you level up.
Defensive duelist. Reaction.
The next time you level up, it'll turn to +3, and while it's no shield, it still will help.
Hey, it'll be. Hey, I can use shield once for free. So once I use that, I don't have to worry about spending a spell slot on it with this. At least to some degree.
Yeah. It is basically a second shield, not necessarily as good, but it helps.
It does. And I need to. Did not mean to do that. Dexterity goes up to 17.
I have been playing that Yu-Gi-Oh game all day, by the way.
I am fully aware. I do check Discord now and then. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh in real life.
Uh-huh.
Alright, I believe that was the last thing I needed to do. I am good to go.
Awesome.
Now, back to the Heron problem, because those bastards deserve nothing less than eternal damnation. I cannot effectively deal with them at my current level and positioning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on, and then I'm gonna eventually come back and rain hellfire.
Oh. Going to come back eventually. That's gonna be fun.
And if I don't come back directly, by the time I'm strong enough, I can send demons. So I will let them do it.
Okay, cool. So, I
and
don't
they
know.
probably won't even remember me.
I don't know the health that you have if it's at all proper.
So I had 20 something health before. The level up gave me 7. I now have 36.
Okay. Cool. The max health is fine. Your current health is showing you're about 9 out of 36.
That's
So
because I was just in the middle of a rough combat. And while I leveled up, I have not taken a long rest.
that is good. So do you wish to take a long rest first?
Yes, I think she would take a long rest first.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can go first thing in the morning. I am beaten, bruised, and tired. I hope you don't mind.
Do you mind if I just tag along and
Not at all.
sit with you?
I must first find a place where I'm allowed to stay here,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't intend to stay in the hag's home.
I wouldn't want to be there either.
Actually, she did have a rather nice guest room. No, I'm not gonna deal with the rotting corpse. That'll start to smell overnight. Um, I will go and talk to the new king that I have
Mm-hmm.
instilled, because fuck the old king for being a piece of shit. Um, Best part is, he wasn't even really that bad of a king from what I know. I just decided he didn't serve my purposes. Yes, that is the sole reasoning Silva overthrew a little kingdom of
Mm-hmm.
bullywugs. Um,
I mean, from the way it looks, it's a regular occurrence here. Like, the heads on the pikes, they're not fully rotting yet.
oh, and do keep in mind, the last king has his mouth sewn shut.
Yes.
Much better that way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I approached the new...
Most of his predecessors are laughing at him.
Silva looks very smug when she walks by. Anyways, I approached the new king.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I need a place to stay for the evening. That fight took a lot out of me.
Surely. We will definitely provide you a. We can provide you a room inside the palace, or one of the huts on the opposite other side of the bank.
Repeat that. I didn't catch it.
We can provide you housing in the palace or on the opposite bank.
The opposite bank will be fine, as long as it's not the one house with the rotting ingredients in it. I could smell it when I walked by.
Oh, sure, definitely.
It is much obliged.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're able to get yourself a long rest.
Brilliant. Alright, that's at 36 then.
Giving you back to Heather.
Alright.
Oh, you are all the way up here.
27 hit points is what I used to have, as you can see.
Yes. You are now at 36. Oh, happy day. We get to do
Hang on, can I just not math all of a sudden? That should be 34. If I rolled a 4 plus 3, that should be 34, not 36. So why do I have 36 written down? Is that not what that D... No, that D8 is damage. Okay. Okay. I must have rolled slightly better then. Okay, sorry. Just completely confused myself.
Don't worry about it. You must have rolled a 9.
on a D8.
Well, if
I
you
must have
rolled a
rolled a
5
6.
and plus 3,
I
oh
rolled a
yeah,
4
a
plus
6
3 on
plus
that
3.
damage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a 6 plus 3, so. But
yeah.
that is assuming your constitution modifier is also plus 3.
My con is +2.
Ah, then you must have rolled a 7.
Nice, pretty close to
Close to,
max.
yeah.
I'm
So,
surprised I don't remember that.
whatever.
Moving on along.
You might have rolled it in person because things were going a little haywire on your side.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The internet was dying.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Spectrum. Curse you. Do better.
Honestly,
Moving on along.
they're not the worst.
Don't even remind me. Alright, so can I see that storm cloud guy flying away still? Or is
No,
he long gone?
by now they're long gone. And it seems they've gone they have gone westward through the mist.
Okay. I will turn to the scarecrow, whose name I've forgotten and do not think.
Yes. My name is let's see here. Let me get their name back. Shattering Heads, that's where it is. My name is Clapperclaw. It's because of these, and holds up the 2 giant blue, like, lobster claws and snaps them a little bit.
Noted, Clapperclaw. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Silva.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if without further ado, come join me and we'll go to Thither.
Of course, let's go.
And he begins to lead you onward. After a while, you get to a wall of mist, which begins to envelop you. And by the time the mist clears, the topography has changed.
How interesting. I can also see the entire map again.
Yeah, that's fine. Honestly.
You just stopped carrying. There's a dragon.
Yeah.
With a city on its back. Or at least some kind of bungalow.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Where'd you go? Here we go. There you go. You are in a Fey forest. The stinking of mud and moist, nearly rotting wood gives way to a little bit more pleasant scent. Let me see here. And let me see here. And as you pass by, you come across a piece of paper that is nailed to a tree. Give me a moment. Wrong dice. I meant for a D8. Okay. You see, there's a picture of some, like, child. Kind of like, it's an what looks to be kind of like one of those old-fashioned wanted posters.
Oh, I remember the other thing I was supposed to do.
Oh, what was that?
Find that fucking halfling.
Oh, yes. Well,
And the scarecrow didn't know where he was.
Yeah, the scarecrow did not know where he was.
Would the Scarecrow have known of anywhere I could ask about it where they might know? Because the Bullywugs didn't know either.
Well, out of curiosity, do you know how he got here?
Yes, we were at the festival.
Okay.
And it's dumb, honestly. They had a trinket called Tasha's something another. He tried to propose in front of it, and the poor lass lost it because of a spell. Laughed hysterically for a solid 20 or so seconds, and young man was absolutely heartbroken and ran into one of the exhibits and vanished.
Okay. It sounds like one of the mirror gates they have.
One of
Yeah, each one of the sisters have their own mirror that leads to the carnival. I don't know. It could be in any one of their lands, but they'd probably have him close by. So if you haven't found him yet, he might not be here.
Okay, so to behead another hag then.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you haven't happened to have seen a demon roam through here, have you?
No, I haven't.
Do I know what the other demon looks like?
No, you don't.
Hmm. Perhaps another tiefling?
Ah, I wouldn't know. I've been trying to hide away from anybody who would be of that description, honestly.
You didn't hide from me.
You helped me, and I'm helping you in return.
Fair enough, and it's greatly appreciated. Now, let's get a move on. I have things to do, hags to kill, demons to find. Well, I don't have to find that demon. I just need to find what he wants before he does and make sure he doesn't get it. Anyway,
Um. So yeah. Back
wait,
into
but
yeah.
right.
Back into Thither. Uh,
Yes.
you see a wanted poster on a tree. It reads, "This troublemaker belongs to me. Bring him home alive and unharmed, and you'll win the heart of one you love."
And who's on the poster?
It is a what looks to be a child. The name is Will of the Feywild.
What was the name of the halfling I'm supposed to be looking for?
Um, one moment. I can find that out quick. There we go. Let me see. Reuben. His name was Reuben.
After the sandwich. Got it.
Yes.
This is a weird time to realize that I'm not sure how to spell Reuben, but close enough. Alright, I got that added. It was not added in my notes, and that was bothering me.
Mm,
I like having notes so I can reference things.
okay. Well, that's good.
Alright.
Having notes is good.
Yeah, then I shouldn't need to, the fuck is muck stamp?
Muck stump or muck stamp. The
Stump.
the the Baron that you have made king.
Ah, yes, that was his name. All right, I can remove that note. I don't need that information anymore.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I just had find Muck Stump, and I was like, who the hell is Muck Stump? And because I could not remember that freaking king's name. All right. Um, hmm. We should probably take note of that, because I'm betting the hag has something to do with it.
Oh yeah, it apparently is uh a wanted poster from her. She wants you. If anybody finds this person, you can take them to her, and she'll give you a reward.
Or, we find the child, we take the child home, and I kill the hag.
I mean, that works too.
Though, I do need to find out about Zablina. Zabilna.
I mean, she she used to rule here. I don't know what the Scabatha and her sisters did, but they did something, and um now they're running things. I don't know why.
Hmm. Okay, well, I know that the demon I'm after is investigating something to do with Zabilna. Which means... I don't like that you rolled a d8 while I was talking. Which means that killing the hags and going through their items is the fastest way to get information. Well, I suppose I could also talk to them and do whatever they may ask, but where's the fun in that?
That is true.
And I assume you're not much of a fighter, correct?
Well, I can do a little bit, but I, it would be
Based on
mostly to
that
defend.
sentiment alone, I'd prefer you didn't get involved in conflict then. I
I'd
do
rather
not need
not.
my guide getting themselves killed.
I'd rather not die as well.
Alright, okay. Where do we need to go from here? First things first, we need to find information on the hag. Anything along the lines of those that may
Well,
be opposed to the hag, any weaknesses they may have, any dirty information, such as things she wouldn't want known.
well, I know for a fact that we know for a fact that there's a group, somebody that she doesn't like, that's evading capture. So we might want to seek them out first.
Alright, sounds like a good start, I guess.
Mm.
I was hoping you might know something a little more concrete to give us a little direction.
I kind of know where places are, kind of. It's hard, honestly, because,
Well, if this place works anyway like the other one did, then I wouldn't be surprised if you could easily get lost for the dumbest reasons.
well, and it's not just getting lost. We we eventually get to places, and we'll see what we find. Honestly, we just have to head in the general direction and see where it takes us.
Alright, let's see where it takes us
Mhm.
then.
So, you
And I will begin wandering about.
mhm. As you wander about with Clapperclaw, who kind of gives a guide, walking with a specific direction in mind, but it's just kind of a I'm heading this way, and see where the road takes this type of situation. You come across. Well, it's not necessarily clearing, but you can hear the sound of small voices chattering and giggling and sounding like some kind of rather pleasant talk. And you come across three pixies who are sitting at a stump having what basically is uh, uh, um, kind of a tea party while they're arguing over what a block of wood, which you can easily recognize as a doorstop, is supposed to be. One of them is thinking it's a troll's toothpick. Um, the other thinks it's a slice of cake for a treant and such. And when they notice you, one goes, "Oh, you're from the normal places, other places. Can you tell us what this is? We've been trying to figure it out, and it's been so nagging at us. We just have to know. Uh, tell me once and for all, is this a exercise bench for mice?"
Silva gives a smile, a sweet one, and goes, I'm afraid that's not what that's for. That is simply used to hold doors open for periods of time. Because they're on hinges, they will sometimes close themselves. To prevent this, we stick this at the bottom of the door so it doesn't damage the door but holds it open while we move things in and out.
Give a performance check.
Performance for what? Okay.
Give a
I
performance.
mean,
The explanation.
I'm not gonna argue, but okay. Dirty 20.
Ooh, nice. So there go. Oh, that's so much. That's cool. I mean, it's not interesting, but that's a really cool use of this. And just they kind of take a good look at it, and they begin heading off. One of them goes, "Oh, and thank you for helping us out here," and gives you a reed whistle.
Okay, what does it do? Inventory.
um, while you're still around in the Feywild in general, or in Prismere specifically, you can give this a whistle, and we'll come to see if we can't help you a bit. So, mechanically,
Blow this to summon pixies.
before the end before the end of the adventure, you can use that to cast conjure woodland beings that summon specifically 3 pixies.
Cool. Not changing how I wrote it. While in Prismere, blow with this to summon summon pixies times 3.
Yeah. You activated my trap card. Sorry.
And what might that be? If this 3
Pixies.
pixies show up. The most annoying of creatures to deal with at any given time.
But yes.
Alright. Well, that was certainly something. We should get a move on.
Yeah, and you continue forward. Eventually, you come across what looks to be an open cavern in a hillside. A cozy torchlight radiates from it, and 20 feet from the cave is a tree with a weathered sheet of parchment nailed to its trunk. Let me see here. Let me roll to see what's on the parchment. That's the wrong dice. Oh, number 5. It's another wanted poster. And this one says, deliver this rascal alive and unharmed. As payment, I'll offer you the power to bring the dead back to life.
What does the rascal look like?
It's the same person.
I'm collecting these. I just want you to know, as I come across these, I'm taking them down.
Feel free.
Okay, so I have 2 of them now.
You have
One
2 of them.
one offering the love of whatever, and the other
The
offering
heart of somebody you love, and the other offering to bring the dead back to life.
I don't like the way either of these are phrased, by the way.
The devil is in the details.
Or Silva. Silva is the devil.
Mm-hmm. But yes, inside the cave,
Yes.
is a wizened old man wearing a blindfold. He sits at a spinning wheel, surrounded by piles of gold. As he spins, he reaches down to and grasps handfuls of coins, which transform at his touch to gleaming gold fibers.
I will sit across from him, or as close to across from him as I can. And what is it you're doing, sir?
I've led a cruel and heartless existence. I earned these riches by exploiting my tenants' misery, buying up condemned property and renting it out for an exorbitant fee. Granny Nightshade is helping me make amends. I told her I wanted to put my bad deeds behind me and my ill-gotten gains to good use. She cursed me to dwell forever in this cave, spinning my gold into useful items for anybody that comes my way. Let me see here. 1 second. Give me a moment. Yeah. Make a wisdom. Well, what's your passive perception, by the way?
10.
10? Okay, cool.
And do I need to make a fucking perception check?
Go ahead and make one. Now
God
that
damn
he's
it.
told you this.
It's not another 2!
Well, with a 12, you definitely see it. The shadows of his that kind of drape away from him, from the gleaming gold at his feet, change shape. It changes to things like a grubby child peering over him, or a gaunt coachman that looms at the back of the cave.
Okay, so they're his personal demons.
Pretty much.
More or less. Well, this is an interesting form of punishment. I don't see the benefit to her.
I am haunted by my own words. As long as my ill-gotten gains were put to good use, my bad deeds would remain behind me. You're beholding the restless apparitions of those I hurt. They lurk behind my back, tormenting me with pokes at my ribs and whispering in my ear. I can't look them in the eye, not after I what I did to them.
I don't think you're necessarily the one to blame for that hardship. Out of character moment, I do not agree with the sentiments I'm about to make. I'm completely against them and think what I'm about to say is total bullshit, but lawful evil, I'm gonna roll with it. Back in character. That is how the system is set up. If they did not agree with the system, they should have changed the rules.
Well, I could have made the rules so that they wouldn't have to suffer.
See, but you didn't make those rules either. Your lords and your kings did they not? Otherwise, you would not have gotten away with what you did.
True.
You merely followed the guidelines given to you. You got a good fair bit of money out of it, and these folks should have tried for something different. If they had banded together instead of wallowing in misery, then perhaps things would have changed and they would have gotten the conditions they think they deserved. Though they didn't. Instead, they wallowed in their own filth and proceeded to continue giving you money for the place to stay so they at least had somewhat of a roof.
Still, I don't know if there's a way to get rid of my affliction other than the way I have. Which by this means, would you like something to be made?
I will take something to be made, but I will take it purely because it may be of benefit to me at some point in time. As for your current affliction, my recommendation is to stop living in the past, as they put it. Living in your past and letting it haunt you and bother you as you do now will never allow you to break the curse. The day you feel you have given back what has been deserved, is probably the day that you will break yourself of this affliction. I don't know where my accent went there.
But he can make for you a magic item either of common or uncommon make.
Do I get to pick?
Pretty much yes.
Cool, let me look.
You can also get a non-magical item worth no more than 1,000 gold pieces.
Items, filter, common and uncommon, save. Um, could he make my rapier a +1 rapier?
He could not make your rapier into a +1 rapier, but he could make a +1 rapier.
Yeah, the problem with that is that I it would not be the same because I chose this one specifically for the very reason. Well, you're aware I sent you the stat block.
Ah.
Hang on, let me see if I can find it real quick. That is boons, that is spells.
Yeah. And by the way,
Spells,
he
retainers.
is fully creating these items literally out of gold.
Weapon any uncommon rare or very rare. Oh, technically it is an uncommon already. It's when it hits rare, it gains a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made using this weapon, and the damage dealt by your seals is increased by +1. Okay. I like this weapon. I'll copy and send it to you again. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, if I could get that to rare, that'd be nice. Nice little boof.
Unfortunately, he can't do something like that.
That's fair. And it's uncommon anyways.
Now, one of the things that they do mention that he can make is a cloak of defense, or a cloak of protection.
Okay, what does a cloak of protection do?
Gives +1 to your armor class and saving throws while you wear it. It requires attunement, but that ain't
Not
bad.
bad.
There's also the boots of elven kind.
Yeah, I saw that. Which are just funny.
Or you could get a tankard of sobriety. That's one of my new favorite common magic items.
Any alcohol you put in it turns into like water.
Oh, no. The alcohol stays the same. It's just you can't get drunk off of it.
Ah. Harkins.
Also, something that your character specifically might find useful. Two other things. You can get a bag of holding, and you could get an amulet of proof against detection and location.
True.
The proof against detection and location would help prevent creatures from prying on you.
Yeah, but I don't know of anyone that might be actively trying to pry against me.
Your character being a servant to devils and demons would that matter if you knew?
I mean, unless Osmodius had given her a warning that they may be trying to spy on me, I wouldn't be too concerned.
Okay.
Like, unless the way to look at it is, would Osmodius have told me, hey, they also know you're going to try to find what they're going to try to find, so they may be looking into you while you're doing this? If not, I wouldn't worry about it. If so, I'd probably get something to prevent it.
They would not.
Um, the hell is this? Can I get a knockoff crown of butterflies that are magically enchanted? I don't know with what, but something.
You could have it be a crown of butterflies that's enchanted with a common magic item effect. Like they could be basically a cloak of protection, but with
That was
that
my
physical
thought.
form.
That was exactly my thought.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, you got it. Crown of protection.
Butterfly crown of protection. That is not how you spell protection, fingers. attunable, equipable. Gain +1 copy. Paste.
Crown of the Monarch Guard. Whatever. But yeah.
Okay, equipped and attuned. So I need to edit my AC, brings that up to 19. Because hell yeah. Save. God bless, every time I do that, it changed my fucking walking speed to 0. Why? There, fixed it. Walking speed 30 feet. Okay, yeah, I'll do the butterfly crowd of protection. Just because they refused to give me that crown. I will still get that crown in the end, just so I can continue to have the butterfly wings effect, even if it's only 3 times a day. That's 3 times a day I can get +5 charisma and butterfly wings to fly with for an hour. Thank you, old man. And I do hope you managed to get through this alive.
I should. I imagine that while I'm here, I cannot die until my work is at least complete.
Best of luck.
26,000 gold to go.
You know, you probably could have also just donated that gold to, like, an orphanage.
Why didn't I do that?
Because you thought it's smart to try and haggle with the Fae.
So, you are right here.
Yep. Anyways, good luck, old timer. I do wish you the best.
All right.
Oh, I forgot I had the pipes of haunting.
You do have the pipes of haunting. You have a
I
good
don't have
amount
proficiency. I don't have proficiency with them.
Yeah. Well.
Alright. I will move on to the next area as I explore. Trying to find the kid.
Well, continuing onwards. Let's roll a d8. Number 3.
3 this time.
What does a 3 give you? Ah. Okay. Okay. As you are traveling through the woods, you come across an elderly centaur who approaches, going the opposite direction as you, and goes, "Oh, traveler, you're not from here. You should find your place back on your own plane. This realm is beginning to fade."
Beginning to fade.
Yes. I fear something has happened. Horrible has happened. And now, what this realm once was is beginning to dissolve away. Unfortunately, I wasn't fast enough to get away when the mists enveloped this place.
Is that why you look elderly and gaunt?
Well, it's not why I look elderly and gaunt, but it's mostly because I am elderly and gaunt.
Well, I've heard exercising in your old age is good for you.
I
But that's
am
neither here nor there.
I am old indeed, if even exercise can't keep me. Can't keep me as spry as I once was.
Anyways, what do you mean by this world is fading?
The
Would it happen to
realm is
do
fading.
with would it have happen to do with Sabilna going missing and the hags taking over?
It might, if something's happened to the ruler of this realm. It's the land may begin to crumble slowly. Those who are currently in power aren't really the ones who rule. Still,
What do you mean?
um, the members of the Hourglass Coven aren't really the rulers of the realm. They don't have the power to maintain it, and sadly, I doubt they wish to. I don't know much else, honestly. I couldn't give you a pointer on where to go, but you should find a way to get to the Wayward Lake. There, you should be able to find somebody to help you.
It is much obliged.
The
Though, would you also happen to know a weakness or something of the hag that rules this region?
Unfortunately, I would not be able to tell you that. Uh, those types of things would be held close. It's only those closest to her would have been able to know. I
Fair
would think.
enough. Hmm. I do not have much to give for your assistance, but let me look. And looking through my pack, I will offer him the art object doll worth 25 gold pieces.
Hmm.
Perhaps you could find use for this. A grandchild to give it to, perhaps?
If I survive that long, I am alone now, but thank you for the consideration. If I am
I'm,
able to
s-
get back to my herd, I will keep that in mind.
I'm certain you will manage. Um, just, hmm, question. Was there a way back in the hag's house when I was there that I had
Oh,
discovered? Because I
way
can't
back
remember.
where?
Back to the original realm.
Oh, back to Heather.
No,
There.
in
Oh,
Hither when I killed the
oh.
hag.
You did. You did not find a. Oh, you did not quote unquote find a way back, but you do remember seeing a mirror in her pond. That was at the lowest floor.
And I will give you this bit of advice. Just don't go telling others, it could cause problems. Uh, the Hag of Hither in the other region nearby. Do you think you could get there?
I don't know. I don't think so. I've tried going through the mist, but I just keep getting turned back
Hmm.
around.
I will turn to, Claw.
Clapperclaw?
Yeah. Claw, do you think you could guide him back to the other side so that he can use the mirror in the hag's pond there to return home? Uh,
I first of all,
and
I don't know if he's even lost his way. It seems this was his home until the herd decided to leave. Second off, I could very well give him guidance, but you won't be able to go back if I'm not around to help you.
That is true. I wouldn't be able to get back without you, but couldn't you return to me?
I could try. I don't know if I'd want to go to Loomlurch alone, though, which I'm guessing you'd eventually go to.
That is true. Is there any other way we can help him? Actually, I got an idea. If I'm going to deal with the hags one way or another here, perhaps I could finagle a way to get use of their mirror to send him on his way. Sir, don't get too close, but I will be dealing with the hag here at some point in the near future. A couple of days, perhaps a week. Just be in the area, and once I've made my negotiations, I might be able to get you access to her mirror so that you may go to the other realm where your herd may be.
All right. I guess I'll stick around.
If you think you have another idea that could be of more benefit to you, by all means take it. I cannot promise anything. I may fail with my negotiations and you will not be able to access the mirror.
Well, I definitely would not. Um, I definitely will not be able. I definitely will keep that in mind. Thank you for your consideration.
Of course. Good luck on your ways.
And with that,
Let us go.
Yes.
Alright, let me remove this art object from my inventory. Remove item.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, now I'm seeking the lake he told me about. I'm also curious how the fuck I crossed a river and didn't notice.
Yeah, I know, right? You didn't notice. Weird.
I swear this place does weird things to you, man.
Yeah, it does. Oh. You next arrive here.
Okay, I need to zoom out. I lost my token. That is not where I wanted to go. Excuse you.
Yes, but that is where you're going.
Why? That is not where I wanted to be.
The Feywild has said thus so.
Fucking Feywild.
And honestly, one of the things you do note, the centaur did say find a way to get to Wayward Pool. Which was interesting because he seemed knowledgeable of the area and even pointed out the direction to Loomlurch where you'd be able to find the Scavatha, the next hag. But he wasn't able. He wasn't giving you directions to the Wayward Pond or Wayward Pool. But yes, up ahead, a small group of children frolics around a leafy oak tree, their gleeful yelps carrying through the forest. Painted swings dangle from the tree's branches. Nestled in its crown is a ramshackle treehouse.
Okay. So, describe that again to make sure I heard it right.
Yeah. Yeah, up ahead, a small group of children frolic around a leafy oak tree. Their gleeful yelps carrying through the forest. Painted swings dangle from the tree's branches, and nestled in its crown is a ramshackle treehouse.
Okay, taking this in, I am going to look at Clapperclaw. What is this place?
Um, I'm not entirely sure.
So we aren't somehow at the hag's manor.
No, we're not. I was trying to head towards the Wayward Pool. I don't know exactly where it is, but I figured that it would be somewhere um that Loomlurch wasn't. And we're here. So
Well, it is something. Let us talk to the children, I suppose. And she will clear her throat and turn towards the children. Excuse me, children. Is there an adult
immediately
here?
as you begin to speak, all the children stop what they're doing, turn, look at you, and then scamper up the tree to into the tree house and hide. Not long after, let me see here. You hear a boy's voice who appears to be much braver than the rest, call down to you, "Stand down or face merry hell!"
Looking up at the boy and seeing this,
He looks like a
I, sh-
regular Peter Pan.
I sigh, pinch the bridge of my nose. I was going to ask if there was an adult I could talk to, but clearly not. Also, given not one of you are paying attention, had I been dangerous, at least one of you would probably be dead. So, if you're done acting a fool, perhaps we
um,
could have an adult conversation.
uh, the apparent leader of this gang of rascals, uh, jumps down a rope, seemingly uncaring for the height, and kind of gives a fancy slide down it to land on his feet mere paces away from you, and he is looking at you with a brash confidence. Goes, "Well, children don't die here."
No, but they can suffer quite a bit. And that's neither here nor there, as I'm not here to fight or cause problems. If I was, I'd light your treehouse on fire.
Little Oak wouldn't like that.
I imagine not. Now, apologies, it has been a very stressful past couple of days. Uh, I am trying to find Clabberclaw, what was the name of it?
Loomlurch or the Wayward Pond?
The Wayward Pond, where the centaur had sent us. I am trying to find the Wayward Pond as a friend recommended the location. Do you happen to know where it is?
We know where it is, but it well, it it's protected. You can't go there normally. You have to disguise yourself because only unicorns can go there.
I do hope you realize how ridiculous that sounds, but I think you're telling the truth. Mainly
And
because you have zero reason to be lying to me.
yeah.
Alright. And how would I go about this?
Oh, well, we do have a means of Mm. We do have a way to we've been able to get there before. Um come on up. Let me see here. Let me see here. Well, come on up. By the way, I am Will of the Feywild. He
Ah,
looks very much
you're
like
the
the portraits.
you're the one that the hag wants. Noted, I wanted to talk to you anyways. And no, I have zero intention of turning you over to the hag.
He leads you up to the treehouse. Do you follow?
I will follow.
Okay. The floor of the treehouse is covered with blankets, cushions, and piles of straw. Hanging from the 6 foot high ceiling is a rope. By a rope is a basket that holds
So
apples.
I have to crouch to be in here.
Yes,
Got
you
it.
do. It is child sized. Apples, berries, sugarcane, and a few crumpled up sheets of parchment. In one corner, lying on a cushion, is a rusty oil can that looks out of place. Heaped in another corner is a crude unicorn costume made of polka dot quilts and a wooden horse head that has a wooden horn attached to it.
And who is that supposed to fool?
It fools the magic. We can
You
get
know,
to Wayward Pond with it.
if I didn't know how stupid magic can be with how picky it is at times, I would call this ridiculous. Alright, what do you want for it? I'm not sure I have much to trade with at this time.
I want help.
What is the help you need?
We need to get into Loomlurch to save the other children. There are children being worked to make terrifying toys, which Nanny Nightshade sends to children in the multiverse.
Let me guess, and Nanny Nightshade is the hag that rules this area?
Yes.
Then I have some good news for you. Would you happen to know the hag's weakness? Because I have the perfect place on my wall for her head. Right next to her sister's.
um, Gotta double check something.
14.
And the 14. Give me a moment. There he is. You know what? Well, I've I've been kind of snooping around, and I've noticed something weird. Um, in Nanny Nightshade's bedroom, she has a kind of cage for 3 butterflies. And before she goes about her day, I've noticed oftentimes every day before she goes to the rest, she looks at the butterflies. So something's going on there.
I see. That could prove valuable to dealing with her.
Honestly,
It's
you
appreciated.
missed actually being straight up told her weakness. Unfortunately, so I'm giving you a bone, giving you clues, but
Yeah, I wrote it down as faction, hags, name, nightshade, butterfly she deals with daily. Release or kill them. Did I get it close enough?
hey, something will happen.
Uh, I'm sure it could be useful. I will have to look a bit more into it in the meantime, though. Especially if you don't really know what they're for.
Well, you
For
wouldn't.
all we know, with her magics, it could prove to be something tied to the children here, and last thing I would want is unnecessary injury.
Well, there's no way to know unless we do something with them. Um, it would have to be we do something with them and then uh, wait a day or two.
Perhaps we shall see. Now, may I borrow the unicorn outfit?
Oh yes, um, I think there's enough of you to be able to make it work. Otherwise, I could help. Just
I
get
think
on the shoulders of your friend and right
I think
make up.
Clabberclaw and I have got it.
All right, you'll want to go south of here.
Appreciate it.
And weirdly enough, which is something that you wouldn't expect a child to immediately know, he points in a direction.
And how do you know that that's a south?
Oh, I've been here a long while.
Huh. Well, do be aware that the hag is offering rewards for you.
Yes, because I've provided merry hell to her, and I will continue. I'm going to take away all her workforce and protect them.
You keep doing that until I can handle her.
All right.
I don't know if you caught the twist in that.
uh, come back here before you head out, and we've got a plan cooked up to where whenever you start, we'll be doing what we need to do the rescue operation.
Well, the first trick will be to steal those butterflies and give it a day before I do anything. Because if those are related to her well being in some way, it's best to figure it out sooner rather than when I'm in the middle of letting my blade speak.
Very true.
Alright, I shall return when I'm done. And I will take the unicorn outfit and leave.
Okay. Traveling south.
She is grumbling the entire time about can't believe I put on this stupid fucking thing. You better watch those claws.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be careful.
Don't make me remove them. Extra cranky about this.
As you are traveling through the forest, you come across a trail of monstrous claw prints on the floor. Whatever it was big. And each print spans about 3 feet from heel to toe.
God damn. Okay. You said what were these prints look like?
Claw prints.
Claw prints.
Yeah, like some clawed beast or something.
Okay. Would it match the print left by the tree house that the kids use?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the unicorn outfit temporarily to investigate this, because if I'm about to get my shit slapped, I'd like to be ready to retaliate.
Well, as you kind of look at the trail, it disappears abruptly.
Clabberclaw, do you know what this is?
I'm not sure. A lot of things make their home here. I wouldn't know what it could be. If you
Then
want, you can make a nature check.
Alright, let me see what my nature is. That's a +1. Why not? Boo!
Boo! Okay.
That was a 19 and it rolled back.
Yeah, that 19 would have answered your question. Or kinda. But yeah, you're not entirely sure what it is, but it's big. The claws are deep. Something with massive talons.
Well, I'm going to assume it's something that can fly, so we should probably avoid the opening in the forest while we're dressed like this.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's concerning.
Yes. So we're gonna put the fucking unicorn outfit back on, and we're gonna go around the clearing as not to get yoinked by whatever caused those claw prints.
Yeah.
Or try to avoid it, and keep heading south.
Mm-hmm. You eventually find your way to a pool, and as promised, you seem to be able to get to it. The pool is kind of like a lake with a island in the middle, or an islet, a small, what looks to be island that seems to be a no, not really that big. Let me see here. Yeah. Mist drifts over the surface of the lake. Forest crags line the shore on one side of the lake, and mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the center is the rocky islet. Let me see here. But yes, one of the things you do notice about it is that there seems to be some kind of brazier. I am going to tell you that before you left, that if you were seeking the unicorn of the pond or the pool, it's called Wayward Pool. If you were seeking the unicorn of the pool, you'd have to summon them. And in order to do that, you'd have to go to the islet and light a fire there.
Okay, based on what the centaur told me, would I know that I am seeking the unicorns?
Yes.
Okay. Claw, do you know how to swim?
I think I can manage. Um, I don't need to breathe, so at the very least, I can walk along the bottom.
That is not a whole lot better because you could easily get mixed around while you're down there and can't see.
Also, my stuffing could get out.
That would not be ideal either.
I might want to stay out of the water.
That I can agree with. Um, what's the distance to the islet with the brazier?
The distance. See here. Let's see here.
Oh, and one of my
Ah,
prepared languages today is Celestial.
you'd have to get through about 250 feet of fresh still water.
That is a long way to swim.
It is a long way to swim.
Um, there's not a boat or anything nearby by chance, is there? Like a
Let me
dinghy?
see here. No. Apparently not.
And what was their plan if people didn't know how to swim?
No, tough luck, I guess.
Brilliant. Hmm. Trying to see what I have because I don't want to pop one of my uses of the wings.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't want to swim.
She doesn't want to get wet.
Or it could be that created being or not, the thing she's traveling with still comes off as male. And she's wearing a dress.
Mm, that is true. It is a difficult decision to make.
Wait, what does this do? Nope, not that. That is not going to be helpful here. I legitimately don't have anything that's helpful here.
The only thing is the charm of the monarch.
I refuse to waste my wings on this.
Well then, time to get to swimming.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to Clapperclaw. I'm going to change. You peek and I incinerate you.
All right. And he turns around.
I will hide in the trees to change and then come back in it's more like long sleep wear, like pants and a long sleeve
Mm-hmm.
top and such. And I'll use that to swim to the brazier in.
Okay. And you do eventually get there. It's cold and it's wet, but you
And I'm
got
very
there.
unamused.
And getting to the brazier, how do you light the fire?
Flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. Technically, that's a flame-like radiance that covers a creature. Could I use
But
that
it
to
is
light the flame?
radiant. It's radiant damage. It is not fire, and it would not be able to light things on fire. It just and gone.
Alright, fine. Let's see what I have in my inventory. Okay, I have an explorer's pack, bedroll, a
That
mess
would
kit,
give
a
you a tinder
tinderbox.
box.
There, I have a tinderbox. I'll use that to light it.
You can use that to light it.
I will then make my way back to shore.
Oh, yes. The lake shore mists part to reveal a white horse with a single gleaming horn on her brow. She stands perfectly still, silently observing you.
In Sylvan, I was told that I could get assistance here by an older centaur.
Yes. I can tell you what information that I know. What do you need to know?
3 questions I think could sum this up. I would like to know the Hag Nightshade's weakness. I would like to also know what is happening with Sibylna. And I have now forgotten my 3rd question. God damn it. Brain, why are you like this?
Weakness of the hag, what happened to Zilvilna, and see here.
Let me check my notes. Of course, I don't have it written down. I had 3 questions to narrow this down. Weakness of the hag, what happened to Sibylna? Fuck it, I'll ask about the other person that's supposed to be investigating this. And someone else is also investigating this, and it could be any regular person, but they have been sent here by one of the leaders of the Hells. So perhaps you know what they are investigating and what information they have. If not, that's perfectly fine.
The information you seek on Zybilna likely lies within her palace, the palace of the heart's desire. As for what happened to her, after stealing my mate's horn, the stepsisters of Zybilna, the ones who are currently made up of the Hourglass Coven, usurped her. I'm not exactly how, and I'm not exactly sure what it could, But the horn could be used to um, return her, return her to her current state. I don't know the weakness of of Scabbeth the Nightshade, unfortunately.
I greatly appreciate the information you were able to provide. The facts on the unicorn horn, I'm sure, will help bring back Sibilna, though that's not my main goal here.
If you could, in your travels, when you're done with that horn, could you find a way to return it to my mate? I'm sure he yet still lives, and I dare say what he could have become of him if they were able to take his horn.
If I find him and I'm able to return Sibilna, I would be more than happy to return his horn to him. It is not mine after all.
Thank you. And about as this conversation is ending, someone leaps from the shadows. I'm going to need you to roll initiative with disadvantage.
Huh. Wait, if we're on the islet, then how would I not see them?
Trust me. Um, you're supposed to be on the shore, but I made a mistake and I forgot about that. Let me see here.
Okay.
So we're gonna pretend the water is actually forest. Just
8.
a healthy
Oh, right.
use
Disadvantage.
of our
13.
imagination.
I don't have control of my token yet.
Yes, you do not at this time. Let me fix that real quick. One moment. One moment.
Glad I didn't waste a spell slot.
Mm-hmm. Let me get back to the proper there. There. And let's see here. No. Wow!
Get fucked.
Just wow. You know,
Maybe not so hidden after all.
you're able to react to him before he's able to do something. You see him beginning to rush.
Pretty much.
And what you see is what appears to be an orc in leathers and a hood, and he's holding a garrote. He's not looking at you, he's looking at the unicorn.
Okay. And the unicorn's initiative, since you added them to the tracker?
I'm getting there.
Okay. I thought I was going to have to use a reaction, but no, I'm going to get to pop off.
Okay. Rollies, I guess.
Oh, hey, maybe the unicorn gets to go first. Three.
That's the wrong dice. But
Unicorn goes first.
unicorn goes first. Unicorn is on quick on her feet.
Yeah, she is. To be fair, the orc is also just kind of slow.
So, boom. Unicorn is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get there. And going to wait to see what you do. And it is your turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Here. And pokey poke with vengeful blade. So that's a +7. 23. Wait, does hitting? That's not an ability check, is it?
No.
I forgot to add the +1 for my initiative. That should have been a 14. Because that's an ability check.
That is an ability check.
Oh no. You gain a +1 to armor class and saving throws. That's not a saving throw.
That is true.
Yep, that's why I like to double check. Okay, now it's going to be 1d8 +3 piercing. And then he begins to glow. And I'm going to pop a seal on him. So he takes 5 magical piercing damage.
Okay.
And that will be my turn. Back off the unicorn.
Maybe you should back off. Let me see here. He is going to pull out 2 of his daggers. And yeah, he's gonna give a stabby stab. So first he takes damage.
Okay, let me roll that d8 for necrotic. 4 necrotic damage. So 9 damage in one go. Not bad.
Good. He takes first a little swipe at you. That misses. Takes a second little stripe at you. Does a 17 hit? 17 misses.
Nope.
Seeing the situation, he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20. Take the disengage action.
He used his action to attack.
He's actually going to use it as a bonus action.
Oh.
Because he can do that. 25, 30. And that is his turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Silva will tell the unicorn,
50.
just leave. He can't catch you.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, and she does kind of leave and disappear into the forest.
Now, back to our little dance.
Going to throw her out of the combat. And he's just like, God damn it. It is your turn.
I'm going to cast Mirror Image this turn.
Okay.
And bonus action, put a second seal on him.
Okay.
So mirror image is now up.
Okay. Um, he pulls a vial out from his pack and drinks it and vanishes.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Let me check with the seals. That's not the one I want. Okay. Nope. Can't do anything with it right now. Okay.
He appears behind you, trying to garrot you.
Okay, so he makes an attack with advantage. Just one, but okay. Miss.
Wow. Okay. And that's his turn.
So he attacked from here?
Yeah, you will see him now.
Cool. I'm gonna do my pokey poke thing again with the same cantrip. Vengeful Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That
I
misses.
assume that misses.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay. He is going to.
Is that the best you have?
Pull another vial, drink it, vanish again. And first verse, same as the first. Or second verse, same as the first. Wow!
That's even worse. I now have an image in my head of Silva just standing there with her rapier at the ready, and she just turns on her heels and just whips her rapier, parrying the blows. Just.
Ah, fuck! He's trying to garrot you.
I don't know what that means.
He basically has like a piano wire between two blocks of wood, and he's trying to get behind you, raise that around your head, and pull back closed.
Oh, then that's why he's failing. I'm 6 foot tall.
He's trying to jump. He is an orc.
It just makes this so much funnier. Oh my god.
He's short because he crouches. Anyways, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. +7. Go for the stab. 17.
17 hits.
D8 +3, and he begins to glow. And I'm gonna burn my 2 seals for 2d6 fire damage, and put a third seal on him.
He is going to uncanny dodge. And he's taking half the damage. So it's gonna be 13. So he actually just takes 6.
Noted. That's my turn.
He's going to screw the Garrett and attack you with his daggers.
Guess he finally figured it out. Miss.
Jeez. What is my luck?
I have to wonder the same thing. Back to my turn.
Yeah, it's back to your turn. I'll change color, see if it changes in my luck.
Alright, give me a Constitution saving throw as I cast Hell's Lash on him.
Okay. Con save. That's a +3. That fails.
He fails. Now he's gonna take 44 fire damage and he's tethered to me.
He is uncanny dodging. Wait, that's not an attack made against him. That's a saving throw.
Yes, it is. And I'm gonna burn a seal to do an extra 1d6 fire damage since you can't uncanny dodge it.
That's another
16
6
damage.
He's really looking hurt.
Tethered creature takes 2d4 damage at the beginning of each of their turns. So it's the beginning of his turn, so he takes another 2d4 fire damage.
Oh my god. Go ahead.
That's another 5 fire damage. A tethered creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of their turn.
Okay.
And since he took more damage, I'm gonna place my last seal on him.
Okay.
When you do, the creature makes an if the target is an interested creature, you can use your reaction to burn one of your seals on the creature. Okay, that wasn't a reaction, so good. Okay.
So, big question.
Yeah.
Does he know what your spell does? That is a big question.
So here's what he knows happened. I created a literal whip of fire, struck him with it.
Really?
And
that's the natural 20 you're going with? Hey, it's the first one of the new color, so I'm not gonna knock it. Just...
I mean... I guess that means yes. But he's tethered to me, so he can't get more than... It actually doesn't give the distance. What's the range of this spell? I did not list the range apparently, so let me pull up the actual spell. I think it was 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I will double check because I like to be as accurate as possible. Hell's Lash, yes, a range of 30 feet, so he can't get further than 30 feet from me.
Hmm. He is going to disengage and go 5.
He can't go further than 30 feet.
Well, he can't.
Alright. Now, he gets to make his saving throw at the end of his turn.
Mm-hmm. I think that's still a +3,
He
but
fails.
that's still a failure, so...
Okay, so...
That's where he is.
My turn?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Same cantrip.
Okay. Natural 1. On the at the beginning of his turn, he dies. You can roll the 2d4 if you want.
Was he at 1 hit point?
Yes, he was at 1 hit point. Yeah, he's dead unless you are trying to rather than kill him, trying to knock him out for information.
Yeah, I definitely would have let him fall unconscious and then just kind of not let him die. Yeah,
Okay.
anyways.
Okay, so after ensuring he doesn't die and resuscitating him enough to maintain, to keep from bleeding out, at about the second hour, which gives you time for a short rest, he does wake up. He's just kind of like, and if you've tied him up, he's kind of like, ah, fuck.
I've not only tied him up, I've tied him upside down to a tree. He's hanging over one of the branches and dangling. Oh, looks like sunshine's away. Isn't that fun? Clapperclaw, you may not wish to watch this, and she will get up and grab her rapier.
And Clapperclaw turns away.
So, how badly do you want to feel pain?
Not too badly. I could go without.
Then this might go easy for you. Explain yourself and explain yourself well.
Let's see here.
Before I trade your ropes with my flaming lash.
Okay. I am a member of the League of Malevolence. It is a hobbled together adventuring group led by the so-called Kalik. He's some wizard who thinks he's hot shit. We were hired by the Hourglass Coven to use something called the Igwil's Cauldron to basically freeze Zabilna in time. Kalik also wants some kind of staff from his rival. We were trying to get a unicorn horn to do that. And that's why I was trying to kill the unicorn. So that I can get its horn.
So, are you all just that stupid in this group?
I'm mostly just... I'm mostly just here. They pay me well.
They must if you're willing to actually go toe-to-toe with me like that. That was incredibly
Well, you weren't
stupid.
supposed to be here, to be fair. You helped me find the unicorn, but I didn't expect to have to fight you.
Whatever. Anyways, so this wizard of yours, do you know who he works for?
Well, technically we work for ourselves. Again, we're an adventurers party, but we banded up with the Hourglass Coven to get mutual benefits.
That's what I thought. And do you realize what the consequences of locking away Sibilna are? Like, say, the fact that this realm is fading away altogether and will disappear in time? In which case, if you're still here when that happens, you will be trapped for eternity in a void of nothing.
Well,
which is really
to
your problem, not mine.
to be fair, if everything went to plan, we wouldn't have had to worry about that. And it really isn't our business. It's not our problem what happens to this place after the hags got what they wanted.
Well, now that's changed quite a bit, hasn't it? Because I fully intend to leave you where you are, and how you are.
Um, we can work something out, can't we?
Not likely. I mean, you attacked me, you tried to kill a unicorn, all for the sake of some coin, which would have effectively destroyed this plane of existence, which, quite frankly, I cared nothing about, as
Well,
Osmodius sent me here for an entirely different reason.
well, to be fair, um, we like honestly, I don't see why you would care. Honestly, I mean, I did the sensible thing and waited until you got the main points down, right?
Well, that is why you're alive now. Alright, look. I've got a few more questions, and then I'll cut you down.
All right,
Mainly because I want my rope back.
fair.
And then after that, you will be working for Osmodius.
I've had worse bosses.
Really? That's good to hear. Now, do you know Nightshade's weakness?
Oh,
Something with the
no,
3 butterflies in her cage.
no, we don't really work with the hags at the moment. We were basically given a job to distract Zabilna while the hags did their thing, and they basically freed us from the stasis afterwards.
I'm surprised they actually held up that end of their bargain.
Well, I mean, hags do hold up their bargain, apparently, if they make a promise. It's just the promise you have to look out for.
That I couldn't agree with more. Alright, now as I have a new lackey that's pretty low on the totem pole, you will have a few rules. One, the little one here is your boss. And she will gesture to Clapperclaw.
Clapperclaw, though a construct, doesn't seem to know how to feel about this situation.
Clapperclaw has been a fantastic guide and mighty helpful. Prove useful, and when we're out of here, you won't have to deal with Clapperclaw being your boss anymore, as Osmodius will take from there what he wishes done with you.
Okay.
2. Uh, Go ahead and swear your eternal allegiance to Osmodius so that you cannot betray my command.
Fuck.
Oh, yes. Did you think I was going to let that slide? No, I'm not risking you trying to turn on me for your little adventuring group. They might pay you well, but Osmodius is eternal. Are we clear?
Yeah, I'm clear. I was kind of hoping that I didn't have to make any deals or promises.
I could imagine, but if that were the case, then how could I be sure you wouldn't turn on me later?
Well, I mean, I was hoping you would kind of just trust me not to, and honestly, I would just leave when you weren't looking.
Yes, but where's the fun in that when I could have a nice stealthy type to plant daggers in people's backs?
Okay.
Plus, Osmodius pays well. Significantly better than whatever they're paying you now. For instance, when I finish my little mission here, he has promised one thing of my choice no matter what it is, and I'm going to take a crown from a certain circus group.
Okay. I swear my eternal allegiance to the Lord of Darkness, King of the Hells, Asmodeus.
Does anything happen, John?
Not really.
Brilliant. Remember, Osmodius is watching
Do
through me.
you want something to happen?
I am basically forcing this guy to make a pact with Osmodius.
I see.
Whether that
Okay.
actually happens or not will be up to your discretion as the DM. If not, I'm gonna bullshit my way into making him think that's what happened.
Okay. Which would be more fun for you?
I just got spammed.
Spammed?
Messages.
What for? Well, this is actually kind of a perfect opportunity to take a break if you wish to take about a 10-minute break.
Honestly, both work for me because if he actually does end up in a contract that's with Osmodius, one, that brings my standing up with Osmodius because I'm bringing people into the Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I get a lackey.
Mm-hmm.
And three, I'm no longer soloing this shit and you have an NPC you have to deal with permanently for my campaign.
That's true.
At least until I'm out of the Feywilds.
That is true. Bonus also, definitely this whole thing is a pyramid scheme.
Oh, absolutely. 100% a pyramid scheme, and I am banking on it hard to get this guy to do what I want.
So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll a D100. And if it's below 25, it actually happens.
Okay. Darn.
Doesn't actually happen, so I'm going to have you make a deception check.
Alright. My deception, I believe, is +7. Let me double check that.
Mm-hmm.
Did my mouse die on me? Son of a bitch. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I left it on when I left the house earlier, and I was gone for several hours. Yep, +7. 22. Let's go.
With a 22, he seems convinced. Alrighty. We will be taking a break, though. So, this is a good point for a break.
I agree.
Let me see here.
I am enjoying this, though.
I'm glad.
I also like when you let me make the persuasion and deception checks.
I try my best. I don't always succeed at providing providing checks, but I try my best. Okay, just and we are now officially on break. So, I'll be back.
Cool. Finally back.
I am back. Sorry for the long wait.
All good.
It is unwise to not heed the call of nature. So,
uh,
without further ado,
yes, back to it.
you
Let's
have
rock and roll.
convinced this man uh, to serve you.
Well, technically, I convinced him that he has pledged himself to Osmodius, and not following me would be far worse than what would happen otherwise.
Yeah. So, are you going to take a short rest, or are you going to force him to trudge along on 1 hit point?
We'll take a short rest so I can get some health back.
Okay, he's gonna get some health back. Oh, that's actually supposed to be +3. Well, that's actually supposed to be +15. No, +12. So 8, 15.
26.
Ye-
5 plus 3 is 8. 8
No,
plus 7 is
27.
15. Yeah, okay.
Because it's not +5, it's +12. So 3 plus 7 is
27
10,
then.
5 is 15, 27.
What's his maximum hit points?
A solid 37.
Damn, I beat the brakes off of him. See, I love that first level spell I used.
Mm-hmm. If he could actually hit, something would have happened. It would have actually been a little bit more of a tense fight.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. He is going to be good here.
All right, we're gonna make our way back north to the kids so that I can return their unicorn outfit.
Okay. So, returning north. North you return to. Go ahead and let's roll a d8. Another 2? Let me double check what 2 is. If you've done that, we're going to roll another one.
It was a wanted poster with the kid's face on it and offering your lover's heart.
No, that is actually the one you found before you got to that one. Your first one, because if I remember correctly, you've only done 3. The Pixies.
I've done 2.
You've done 3. The Pixies, the Centaur, and the Trail.
Trail?
Yeah, the Trail.
Oh, and the old man
The Monster
in the cave.
Trail. Yeah, the Old Man in the Cave actually is one of the static ones. So, you come across a campfire in the forest as you travel to Little Oak. A cauldron of of water bubbles over the flames, and a frying pan that holds melted butter rests on a nearby rock. A lone campestry, which is a small little living mushroom, is singing merrily as it dips its cap into the butter.
Silva pauses and stares at this and goes, "What in the blazes?" I look at the orc.
Don't ask me. I don't know. He does kind of look tasty, though.
You are not allowed to eat the mushroom. We don't know whose it is. And last thing I need is you pissing off something worse than a hag.
Okay.
Do Clapperclaws, do the mushrooms actually talk, or do they just sing in that annoying tone?
I think they might be able to talk. But it's kind of like a mimicry.
That's annoying, but noted. Do I see anyone around?
You don't? Make a perception check.
That is a flat roll. I don't even need to look. I've rolled so many twos with that bullshit. 7.
Okay. With a 7, I mean, you don't hear anybody around, or you don't see them. So
Don't see anyone, but to be on the
you would
safe
imagine
side,
that somebody would be around, though, even if you can't see or hear them,
yeah, I don't
because the
see
fire is
anybody.
roaring.
I don't see anybody, but they should be close if they've got the fire going like that. And that mushroom is starting to really annoy me. Let's just get a move on. I don't know what's happening here, but that mushroom is getting on my nerves. I'll start to walk away.
All right, you're the boss. Or actually, he's the boss. You're the boss of him. Anyway, and they follow you.
Okay, I have no idea what that encounter was about. Silva is not in the mood to deal with the sound of that fucking mushroom for longer than she has to, so we're moving on.
So you get back to Little Oak, and you are returning the disguise to Will of the Feywild and
Yep.
the gang. Let's see here. The Getaway Gang.
Yep, the getaway gang.
Okay. So, as you return, so the children went back to playing, but when they see you return, they more of first they're concerned about seeing the new individual. But they do kind of tentatively stay around to see what's going on.
I will call up to the fort if I don't see Will for him to come on down.
Will quickly comes around and goes, "So, how was it?"
I found the place, talked to somebody else, made a new companion of sorts, as you can see. And here's your costume bag. Still no dice on the actual weakness of the hag Nightshade.
That that
So,
unicorn is just a no good goody goody. He won't do anything. She won't do anything to fight her.
young one, I think there are a couple of things you need to understand. One, don't refer to a unicorn that way, it's disrespectful. Two, that unicorn could stomp you 6 ways to Sunday without thinking about it. And three, they often try to stay out of the way because when they don't, some people try to hunt them for their horns and will give a nasty glare at the orc.
What? What? If you were paid to do it, you would do the same thing. Just like, are we sure we want him around?
He doesn't have much of a choice in matches anymore.
Yeah. Hiya, kids. Uncle Zarek will get you squared away. And he kind of gives a toothy, and most of the kids kind of shun away from him a little bit. I was never much good with kids.
I see that. Please don't mind him. He is harmless to you. Mainly because he likes keeping his limbs intact and unburnt.
I'm not gonna die. I'm doing the best I can. Anyway, all right.
Moving on.
Yeah. So, do you want to make do some reconnaissance, or maybe just go there right now? What's the plan?
I think our best bet is to have our new ally here steal the butterflies and see what happens over the next day.
Oh,
This one is rather stealthy,
ah,
given he got the drop on both me and the unicorn.
all right. Well, he'll need to know which place to go to. I don't know how he plans to, but at least I can show him uh, where her room is. And do you want to join them for this?
I will, just to make sure, one, nothing happens to the kid, and two, that the orc doesn't betray me. Couldn't care less if the orc dies or not.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm also out of spell slots and seals. So, and I don't think I get my seals back unless I take a long rest.
Okay.
An 8.
An 8. What does an 8 do? What is an 8? Oh, you've already had an 8.
Reroll.
6.
6. I don't
You've
think I've
already
had
gotten.
this one.
You've gotten that one. It's the
Aw.
trail. 8 again. Okay. The next time, it's the next time I roll something, it is the nearest one down or up, depending. Okay.
7 it is.
As you are traveling through the woods, let's see here, you encounter
Oh, you got a map for this too. Oh, Lord.
Yes, I do.
I can't see anything on it.
Give me a moment. Boom.
There we go. Oh, God damn it.
You see an owlbear yoked to a chariot.
Okay.
So, how do you proceed? It notices you, and it hasn't shown aggression yet, but it is looking at you inquisitively. Clearly, it's been domesticated in some way.
What's in the Hellfires? Look at the orc. Do you know anything about this?
I don't know. I mean, if somebody were to train these things, they could be mounts for chariots.
He gets an eye roll. I mean, do you know who may be in the cart?
I don't see anyone in the cart. And that's what worries me. And the cart does
Okay.
look empty.
And do you see any tracks for where the one in the cart might have gone?
That would require me getting close.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna do that right now.
Excellent.
Slowly.
God, I love this.
Easy does it. Easy does it. He is going to try and animal handling to make sure it doesn't just try and kill him.
That thing better not kill him. It would be kind of salty if it does.
Well, with a 15, he's able to keep it calm for now. And he kind of looks around it and goes, I don't see any tracks other than the chariot's wheel tracks.
So, an owlbear is just pulling around an empty cart. Well, step away before that thing bats you.
He kind of does. So, yep. I mean, do we want to risk it coming, deciding that we were tasty looking and coming after us?
Do you want to fight that thing? Strapped to a cart or not, I have zero intention of trying to fight it.
No, I don't want to fight it, but I mean, yeah, I don't want to fight it, honestly.
Keep my distance from it.
You're gonna pass it by.
Not entirely. I'm being very deliberate in my actions, and I assume the cart's like right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna search like around the back of the cart and like the side, because the way that owlbear would have to pull it, it shouldn't be able to get me when I'm like right here. Like,
Make
open it up.
a survival check.
Let me check what my survival is. I think that's actually, yep, a 0. That's about right. 12.
Okay. Sure enough, you do see tracks leading from behind the cart where it's been pulled. A couple of skid marks because it obviously hasn't been guided by anybody actually holding the reins. But there's no sign of whoever owned this chariot.
Well, based on the tracks here, it looks like there's been a bit of skidding, which means that this thing pulled for at least a little ways. So, go back down the path a little bit and check around the tracks for the cart and see if you find a body or something laying in the brush.
He continues, and he's like,
And be careful of something that might snipe you.
well, yeah, yeah. After a little while of searching, he goes, well, I mean, I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but I'm not finding a body or tracks.
That could be either or. Did the owlbear seem spooked when we came across it, or was it mostly calm?
At the moment, it's mostly calm.
Well, whatever happened here can't have been too bad if the owlbear is calm for the most part. And there was nothing inside the cart?
No. No, there is nothing inside the cart.
Clapper Claw, you wouldn't happen to know how to tame an owlbear, would you?
Well, technically, it's been tamed. Problem is keeping it tamed. From what I know, it's gonna need meat every day.
He turns and looks to the orc.
About 8 pounds of it every day.
Raise an eyebrow at the orc.
What do I look like, a butcher?
Fair point. You certainly felt at that.
Stella.
I do not have the supplies to tend the owlbear. There's no signs of anyone who would own the creature. But we also can't let it keep hauling a cart around in case it starves to death.
I don't know if starving to death will be the problem for it.
Oh,
It might find something to eat eventually.
kind of hard for it to hunt while strapped to a cart like that.
I know. True. Are you suggesting to give it that edge?
Yes, I'm suggesting you set it free while Clapper, Claw, and I keep on walking.
Okay. Sure. And he
I'm
will set it.
joking.
Oh, okay.
Do not get yourself killed trying to set it free at close range. If you're going to do that, you need to find a way to do it from a distance.
I was just thinking about. I don't know how to set it free close range, but I was gonna get into the chariot and kind of cut at the harnesses.
Sure, just don't get yourself killed.
Well, I mean, I think she trusts me, and he gets close, and he's gonna be able to.
Okay. Remember, Osmodius would hate to meet a new member because they got sent back.
He shudders.
I love this.
Mm-hmm. But yes.
Wait, the kid is with us. Whoops. That's all kinds of threatening that shouldn't have been said in front of a kid.
You feel that he isn't bothered by it, weirdly enough.
Okay, that one was fun and random. Continuing on our path, though.
Continuing on the path, you get to Loom Lurch. And basically it looks kind of like what you're seeing. It is just a hollowed out giant dead tree that's had other trees growing out of it. And it's been converted into what looks to be some kind of workshop. From a ways away, you can see what look to be stalls out in front. And as you kind of get yourself situated, Will points to the farthest, I will say, tower, which has what looks to be a constructed hut around it. And he says, that's where Nanny Nightshade sleeps.
And is that what the creatures are? And she'll tap her crown without saying the word.
Oh, yes, that's where they would be.
She will look to the orc. Well, you know what the task is.
Yeah, I know what the task is. And
Do be careful, please, and return swiftly.
I will do the best I can.
Okay.
Whew,
Um,
okay.
can I give him a pep talk to try and give him advantage before he goes?
Sure, what's your pep talk?
Remember, you'll have. Does he have any more potions of invisibility? Do
No.
I? I do. I'm gonna give him a potion of invisibility. Uh, that's my inspiration.
Okay.
A potion of invisibility. Let me remove that item. I can't believe I had that.
Well, this is his advantage.
Oh, god damn it.
It's better. But
As long as it's higher than the hag's passive, that's all I need.
that's technically all you need. Let me see here.
I don't think your new dice are working out for you.
Yeah. I guess roll
Wouldn't be
20
surprised
just
if a
doesn't
hag's
like
passive
me
was
as
like
a
12.
DM. Or just doesn't like me using it in general. Let's see here.
I guess.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So. Let's roll a D100 to decide the fact. Are you going to sit there and watch and wait?
Yes, because she is not stealthy. Actually, what is her stealth? Hilariously, I have a +5 in stealth. We're going to hide nearby and wait for the orc.
Okay.
Like hiding in the trees and shit so we
Okay.
can't be seen.
Alrighty. It doesn't necessarily take 1 hour. It actually takes probably about 2 to 3. But at around the end of the hour mark, you kind of see Zarek climbing up the side of the tree rather than going on it and doing his best to kind of climb up with his daggers. For the most part, it looks like he's doing well. And he manages to get into a window. And after a couple of moments, you can see him coming out. It looks like none was the wiser.
That's honestly surprising.
And
Does he return to me with the butterflies?
He does return to you. You see what looks to be a little, like, kind of like display case. It has a wooden bottom and a giant glass bell, which has a single, like, stick kind of catty corner and 3 white butterflies just kind of fluttering in them. All right, I got them.
Are these the right ones?
Well, they were the only butterflies in the bedroom.
Fantastic. You did a wonderful job. Let's head back now and rest for the night. We'll return tomorrow with the butterflies safely tucked away elsewhere.
All right. All right. Let's see here. And
You didn't happen to see anything else of import while you were in there? Like a journal of hers with information in it we could use? These are questions she's asking while they're walking away.
let me see here. Okay. Let me double check something. I'm double checking. Well, honestly, I did kind of find other things. I would hope that looting rights at least give me some benefits, but he kind of pulls a couple of items. There was this really weird and decrepit dollhouse in there, along with this display case. And he shows you what looks to be a pair of embroidered velvet slippers, a false eye made of solid gold, and a cracked hand mirror with a gaudy bejeweled handle and frame. All are art objects.
If they're just trinkets worth money, they are of course yours. I was thinking more something of paperwork with information we could use against her.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see anything like that. I wasn't inside, so I didn't take the time to kind of explore around. So there was just the bedroom that I was exploring.
Fair enough. Just a simple question this time. You completed your mission perfectly according to the specs given, and you made out with some nice loot. Good job. And of course, the loot is yours and yours alone.
Oh, thank you. And he kind of stows back the loot.
See, she can be magnanimous. And if if possible, she will be giving Osmodius updates on how her mission is faring.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if he would have given her a sending stone set to communicate with him or whatever, but basically, all right, this is what I've done. This is what I know. I got someone to follow me in your name. Shit like that.
Alrighty. When you're done with him, he'll get somebody to finalize the deals.
Fantastic. It sucks to be this orc. All right.
What?
We are going back to the camp though.
Okay. See here. 2. Going to the nearest. So. Yes. So. You come to a clearing. Let's see here.
Didn't I already do two?
No. Well, yes, you did too. But rather than rolling again, I am going with number 1.
Fair enough. So 3 and 4 and 5 are the only ones I haven't done now.
Yes. Let me see here. Ah, yes. As you are approaching, as you are going through, you do notice the forms of 7 blink dogs.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
They don't seem to be paying too much attention to you. Unfortunately, your passive perception is not exactly good to immediately tell what they're doing. So what do you do?
Noticing them, I will put a finger to my lips for them to keep quiet and try to just keep around them, like go around them.
Make a stealth
Don't
check.
want anything to do with that BS. How is my stealthy A orc doing worse than me?
Apparently, I am cursed. But they do seem to notice Zarek. He is trying to keep his distance and just pass by. Oddly enough, they do not act out of aggression. They just turn back to what they were doing.
Zarek, what are they doing?
I don't know. And let me double check his perception.
Yeah, check his perception.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think he has a passive perception of 16.
God damn.
I think they're having a funeral.
How unfortunate. Let's not interfere. And we will just keep on going around.
And yeah, as you guys are kind of slowly creeping around to make sure you're not bothering them, you are hearing the solemn howls of grieving, and at least from what you can tell, gifts are being placed on the ground for them, for whatever the remains of some blink dog.
Aw. May Asmodeus find use for the fallen. And we move on.
And moving on, you manage to get to Little
Lord have mercy.
Oak. So, yeah. As you come back, one of the children approaches you holding the oil can. Right. By now you've gotten to know them as. Let me see here.
I am being called for. I will be
Okay.
right back.
Hmm?
Sorry about that. Interruptions galore tonight.
Yeah, it's alright. Things happen.
Grandma's dog fell off the bed again.
Oh, is...
This is the tiny dog that's so old she's gone blind.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, so she just asked me to keep an ear out and listen if she starts barking so I can take her out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm good to get started though. Let's do this.
Alrighty, so... You come back and you are approached by one of the children of the getaway gang. It is Bobby. He is a dwarf. Looks like he's growing his first whiskers. And,
Was first what?
whiskers.
Ah.
Doesn't quite have a beard yet.
No surprise there.
But, yeah, he goes, here, well, and holds up the oil can that you had seen, which kind of begins to fly up on its own. This is Squirt. He's wanting some help and figures if you ever needed to get to Yon, and since you're going to Loom Lurch anyway, he can help you out if you fill him up. Nanny Nightshade likes to use boggles, and if you can wrangle one and get them to use their oil, Squirt would need to get their oil so that he can do some pranking, I guess.
Pranking.
Squirt goes, well, I mean, who doesn't like to see a good pratfall?
She raises an eyebrow.
I promise I've only done it to people who deserved it.
Excellent. Then you are well on the right path.
Like the Tin Soldiers, Nanny Nightshade on occasion. Yeah, I don't think she wants me around anymore, and... Oh, and actors.
Actors. Like plays.
From Yon. I used to squirt oil on the stage randomly.
Now that's just not funny.
I mean, it's better than what they would have to do anyways.
What do you mean?
The indolent Mrs. Moongrave likes sad stories. All she wants are sad stories.
I see. Just try not to get anyone undeserving hurt, alright?
I try to make sure it's only in good fun and safe. Ish.
Fantastic.
Depending on the person.
She smiles at this. You're well on the right path then. Keep up the good work. Silva is not the best role model for these children. So we will be taking a long rest here as we see what is going to happen with Nightshade, with the missing butterflies.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and mark a full rest so it'll restore all my spell slots and such.
Are you going to try and get there at the first basically crack of dawn?
Nah, well, how do I want to play this? You know what? Yeah, sure. We'll
Okay.
kind of be hiding out nearby, like around the forest
Mm-hmm.
area, just kind of listening
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and watching like this one because this is the one she's in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty. So. Cool. Let's get you over to the new map. Oh, before you go and while you're on your rest, Will does kind of call yourself to a meeting with the Getaway gang and goes, "Hey, I know you've got your whole own ideas, but when you're ready to enact the plan, I have the perfect plan to help us deal with getting all the children in the workshop free. Do you want to hear it?"
Absolutely. Getting
Okay.
them out's gonna be the best bet to make sure no one gets hurt in the scuffle that will ensue once I get started.
Okay. First, the approach. Bobby, Sloan, and Zenner and Star will creep through the woods to the west of the tree. They're gonna hide just out of sight of the screaming scarecrows. Meanwhile, I will sneak around the entrance, specifically the entrance to the kitchen, on the east side of the tree. When, when everybody's in place there, then we'll do the distraction. You guys will enter the goblin market. You'll pose as travelers, purchase some sweets, arrange for a meeting with Nanny Nightshade, and during that meeting, we'll start the people who are near the scarecrows will um, who are on the scarecrow side will trigger the scarecrows to start screaming. When that happens, and everybody is distracted by the trouble, you will go into the main workshop, free the kids there, and I'll go up to the textile mill and free anybody there. How
And
does that
this
sound?
kicks off while I'm in the meeting with Nightshade.
Yeah.
So, to explain how this is going to happen, I'm not going to be able to effectively go from talking with Nightshade to freeing these children, as I will need some time to actually deal with Nightshade.
Oh, well, were you intending to fight her right off the bat? We could just talk to her and then
Well, what I'm saying is, if she sees me trying to free the children, she is going to start a fight. And
oh,
I'd rather start that fight away from the children. I do not want them to get hurt. We can send the orc downstairs to go and free the children while I'm dealing with Nightshade. I'd feel much safer doing that than risking the injuries that could happen if I had a full scale fight with a hag before the children. I am somewhat decently strong. I'm not powerful and I'm not omnipotent. I can't promise that there will be no injuries if a fight kicks off between us.
uh, do you want to start the fight specifically, or just uh, hmm?
Here's my question. When the scarecrows go off, is Nightshade going to go and investigate it personally to give me time to free the children?
Well, she'd probably want to figure out what's going on. She'd go to see where the scarecrows. She probably also will have her 10 soldiers there too.
All right. Then while she goes to investigate that, the orc and I, whose name I keep forgetting, which is why I keep
Zarek.
calling him the orc, Zarek and I will free the children in the main area as you've suggested.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Now, how do we make sure she gets separated from her 10 soldiers?
Oh, we we weren't thinking that far ahead. We figured that by the time she could get back, we'd have already gotten out.
That's fantastic, but that doesn't deal with the overlaying problem that the hag is still here, still has ways to do things, and will be hunting you with 10 soldiers.
Well, that'll be fine. I doubt she'll be able to catch me or her soldiers.
You sure, but what about all these children that she has trapped working for her that are likely exhausted and may not be able to move effectively?
Well, I mean, we can always just see how things go. I mean, do you have a better plan? How should we do it? And by the way, he is literally the tone of his voice is literal is not sarcastic at all. He's genuine in this question.
So, the best bets here would be divide and conquer. How do these 10 soldiers work? My understanding is they're some kind of toy soldier, right?
Yeah, they're they're kind of animated metal soldiers that march to drum beat. So they'll get going and go somewhere. Most of them just patrol around, but
But they move specifically to a drum beat, right?
usually, yeah.
Okay, then we need to somehow cancel out the drum beat that moves them. If we can cancel that, then trigger the scarecrows, the hag, Nightshade, will go to investigate the scarecrows, realize her soldiers aren't moving properly, which will also give us that extra time for you and the rest of the children to escape, and then I can go and deal with Nightshade by herself without the 10 soldiers. So, where are the drums that move them? Do you know that?
Give me a moment.
Accidentally showing this kid how to be a better tactician.
Mm, okay. Well, the problem isn't that whether the drums are there. I the ones out on patrol don't need drum beat, but if they're called to action, there's an animated drum that will follow it along and actually provide that kind of support. It makes them hit a little harder.
So they don't actually move to the drum.
They do
It
move to the
just.
drum, but it's not required for them to move.
Is there another way to shut them down?
Not to my knowledge. Um,
Like perhaps since they're toys, are they wind up? Perhaps we steal the
No,
keys to wind them up,
they're not
if
wound
that's
up.
the case. Then they are most certainly animated by magic.
I mean, do you have something that can take out magic?
I'm afraid I do not think I do, but give me a second to check. And I will pull out my bag and start going through it. She starts pulling out things, some tea leaves, a toy spider, my pipes of haunting, um, potion of enlarged person, a potion of shrink person, an unpunched ticket, a spell scroll of identify, and the reed whistles.
Mm,
I don't seem to have anything of useful for that. I have a lot of things.
yes, you do. You got a lot of things.
Though I pick up the reed whistle. Some pixies might be willing to give me a hand. I'm gonna blow the whistle.
Okay. Blowing the whistles, you have three pixies that come around, and it's the same three pixies. And they go, "Hiya! How can we help?"
He smiles at them. It's wonderful to see you again. I'm sorry to call you for something on the more difficult end, but I am going to deal with Nightshade.
All right.
I need a way to shut down her animated soldiers.
Ah,
Would you?
well,
Would you?
I mean, we can only do one at a time, and at the most once
How many
each.
soldiers are there?
Well, I mean, if we count specifically, if we assume that all of them go at the same time, there should be 10 in the workshop at a given time.
Hmm. 10 in the workshop, and we're assuming all of them will go to the scarecrows when they go off, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then what about this? We'll set it off and have them go after the scarecrows to investigate, and we'll free the children. While we're freeing the children, or once we're done freeing the children, I will head into Nightshade's home to await her with Orc's name.
Zarek.
With Zarek. Um, my little friend here, would you mind assisting us in at least freeing the children to make sure that they get away?
Surely, just blow on the reed whistle again, and we'll happily come around and provide as guides.
Excellent. I do not wish to put you in harm's way, so I will not ask you to fight, but I would
Thank
appreciate
you.
guiding the children here. Now, you three enjoy your evening.
Thank you. And they do.
Well, that sounds like the plan is set. Not
Okay.
as foolproof as I would like, but we will have to bank on these butterflies being important.
Hmm.
Are the butterflies still moving about?
They are.
Do they seem magical in any way?
No.
Magical in any way. Okay.
They seem like normal butterflies. They are a beautiful, like, pale pearl white. They just kind of flutter about, a little agitated from having been moved, but now that they've had some time to be settled. Now, this could be a great place to stop. Do you want to stop here or go about another 30 minutes?
I think here would be a good place to stop because we're almost at the climax. If we hit that, I'm not going to want to stop, and I got to be up at like 7 a.m., and it's
Okay.
nearly 1.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and stop here. Hey, everybody, thank you for making it this far at the very least. Just want to say, hey, if you want to support my channel, it would be awesome if you liked, subscribed, commented, all that fun stuff. If you want to add a little bit of extra support on there, go to my Ko-fi channel. The link will be in the description. Right now, I don't know if the link is actually clickable or not, but I'll have the actual URL you need to go to that you can just copy and paste into the browser. But yeah, you can go to my Ko-fi page, hire me as a game master, even just like subscribe, get some little extra fun stuffs. Or I mean, you can check out my other store and see if anything there intrigues you. Just there for a little bit of extra support. I'm trying to make sure that I can keep myself self-sufficient on this stuff, and every little bit helps. Um, Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to see you in the next video.